Hey guys, I'm just going to talk you through how to do some of these questions which require you to do like a bit of annotations and notes and things like that. Okay, so this question here, name one specific commercial manufacturing process. Now, commercial manufacturing process. This means that there's a few you could choose from, so I'm just going to go through which ones you might be interested in doing. So if we're doing plastics, you could look at something quite straightforward, like you could look at, yeah, maybe like vacuum forming. Oops, can't write there, can I? Let's try again. Vacuum forming. If you're going to do woods, woods has loads actually. I mean, yeah, you could use like look at like the lathe, wood lathe, perhaps, or yeah, commercial is the key word. I mean, wood lathes. You could talk about pillar drilling as well, as that's another one. Then, to be honest, like I mean, metals. If you guys were going to hark back to your Key Stage 3 DT, I mean, we can talk here about casting, like pewter casting is a good one to do. So yeah, I'm just going to talk you through how to go through. I'll just do vacuum forming to start with, because I think that's probably fresher in your memory than laser cutting for then doing your pewter casting. So let's just go through this. So first thing you obviously need to do, a lot of people forget this, but first thing you need to do here is just write down the process. And believe it or not, you'll actually get a mark for just writing the name of a process. So that's good news. Okay, now using notes and or sketches, describe the process you've done. Okay, now the mark scheme says for this, yeah, let's see. It's going to ask you to do yeah, a few things. It's 4 marks in total. So yeah, you've basically got to like be talking about a few stages. So 4 marks. So 4 minutes is about how long you should be spending on this. I'm just going to draw a straight line first. So on the right, I'm going to break down the process. So step 1, I'm going to put this in black now. So yeah, so I'd say step 1 is going to be if you want to break down the process a really long way, then yeah, you could do this. You can be prepare former, and guys, I'm doing this to like a very high level, so this is like the smashing a peanut with a sledgehammer kind of analogy. So prepare the former, so that means sand down all surfaces. 2 is add what we call draft angle to vertical sides. Now draft angle, you might remember from when you did it. I'm going to draw a diagram now over here. So draft angle is where you would take your, yeah, if I actually draw just like a, oh, hang on, learning how to use this here, here we go. Okay, so if I draw a square shape like that, so using draft angle would be then adding on to this like a very slight angle on the vertical sides there. And what that does is it means that yeah, the plastic can be removed more easily from the mold. So I'm just going to do something like that and say this might, I don't know, if you really want to show off, you might say like this needs to be 1 degree of draft angle there, and that can be your little diagram that you add to go with it. Okay, so point 3 will be secure sheets of, now typically we'd use something like HIPS, which is high impact polystyrene for vacuum forming. So you can just write plastic as well. Secure sheet of HIPS into machine and turn on and pull heater over. Okay, if I want to just draw a little note of that, I could do, yeah, you can just kind of draw just some random stuff here. So I'm just going to draw in, there's like the clamp from the side view, and yeah, I'll get the sheet of plastic in there, And then, sorry if you can hear my daughter crying in the background. Yeah, so there's a little handle off the front there. And yeah, then underneath we can just draw, like, there's the main body of the machine. Okay, cool. There we are. Right, so point 4 will then be, oh yeah, you can label this as well. We can just say, like, heater, and then we can have, like, hips here. Okay, so we can then say once plastic has softened, yeah, then lift former up and turn on vacuum. Okay, so I can show this again here. It's like we're seeing a cross-section from the side view. Oh, sorry, I was doing this in purple, wasn't I? We're seeing this in cross-section from a side view. So, yeah, up comes the bed inside there, and the former that's on the bed is going to be standing up like that, and then our sheet of hips will then be pulled over by the vacuum, and I could get a red arrow and just sort of point to the air as being then sucked out of the machine there, and then that forms the molding. Okay, then the last step is remove plastic and trim off excess. Now, that's more than you need to do for this answer. I've broken it down. You could probably get away with just doing from point 3 onwards for this. And you don't have to do diagrams. Notice it says notes and or sketches. So if you are really pushed for time, don't bother with the sketches, just do the notes, and you can do it in sort of flowchart form like this. Yeah, so that will easily, like I say, peanuts and sledgehammers, that will easily get you the 4 marks. If you've got time, always add more. Like if you finish the exam and you've got some spare time, go back and add some more notes and diagrams to these kind of answers here. Okay, so that's the first one. You can move on to the next one in a moment.